Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name is Melena Landrio and I want to thank you all for sharing space with me today. Today is July the 28th, 2026, and last night I had a very difficult time sleeping. I had a song come into my head that I don't know. I know it's on the radio. I feel like it's popular now, but I don't know who sings it or the lyrics of it. Um, but there's like, I want to say, I think it says, I'm missing you. Da, 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 da. I don't know. I don't know if I did any justice to it, but that song kept coming in my head last night at 3:44 in the morning, and I had, again, like I mentioned, I had a difficulty sleeping. My skin was extremely itchy, and I started to think about this child that had a shaved head, and a mother that was with her three children at a park that I witnessed this child at. And I started to think that maybe somebody's child has lice. And so, what I'm getting from this, and the reason why I'm mentioning this, it's somebody here could be in potential danger of somebody taking advantage of you, something occurring that could cause some sort of discord in your life. You could be a single mother, you could have three children, a boy and two girls specifically, and you may have a child that recently had head lice, or you had to shave their head, and it's kind of patchy, the way you shaved it was just a quick shaving of the head, and you had to shave their head for some reason, is what I'm understanding. And I think it's from head lice because I was super itchy, and it wasn't me really being itchy, it was spirit showing me itchiness. So I feel like something has occurred for a woman who might be a single mom who has three kids. And what I feel is, if this is you, you are going through a difficult time. Maybe you've recently become a single parent, or recently gone through something that's causing you to kind of have to use all of your energy to support yourself as a mom and your children. And I feel like you have a lot of people, you're surrounded by a lot of people who are acting in your face like they're your friends, but they're actually really manipulating some sort of circumstance to occur for you. Um, they're very jealous. They're very envious of your nature, your strength. They want to put a death to the transformation. Like you're going through something flawlessly, and other people I don't think could go through what you're going through in the manner that you're going through it, and they're taking it as a threat for some reason. So you're definitely surrounded by people who are not. They are saying they're your friends. They're acknowledging that, but they're not your friends. And I think you kind of know this. They've not really showed up for you very much in the distortion that you've had, but you've showed up for them while going through this type of distortion. So this may resonate with you in this way. What I'm understanding about this energy when I tapped into it, it's something that they are either they're about to do, they're trying to orchestrate, or they have orchestrated against you. This could be past, present, or future energy. So you may have gone through this already and this is resonating in that way, or you might be feeling or sensing something's off, or maybe you're just so frazzled you cannot focus on what's going on around you except for your mere moment with your kids and being the best parent that you can possibly be. And you've been going through one thing after the other. Like I said, I sense that a child may have had lice and you have had to maybe shave their head. That would be maybe a confirmation for you, that you should just pay attention to the people that are surrounding you. And I highly recommend that you take a step back and just really consider how things have actually been in regards to these connections. What I'm getting is that you had a group of people, potentially three people, that were working together, collaborating, some sort of death to your transformation. And what you're going through is transformative right now. And you are doing it flawlessly. And these people are feeling a certain way about it. And it's like your foundation is really bothering them, that it should be destabilized. Maybe they had a hand in destabilizing your foundation. But regardless, your foundation should be shouldn't be as stable in their eyes, in their minds. Your foundation shouldn't be as stable as they want for you. And this is kind of like the way that you are promised to be in your life. Like this is like your inheritance. This is who you are at your core. This is everything that you've lived and you've gone through has helped to build you up into the space of who you are right now. And this is causing people to feel a certain way because whatever they're trying to do to work against you is not working. So either they've done something against you and it did not work, they're trying to do something against you and just something's not connecting, it's not working. And they're sitting there and they're in some sort of like anguish about this. It's like their ego is like, oh my God, why isn't this working? This has always worked. And this could also be related to some sort of magic or witchcraft that could be being done behind you, secretly hexing you, cursing you. They may have given you gifts that were cursed, rocks, stones, like just like weak ass gifts that were given to you that, I mean, you probably really appreciate it, but they were, if you think about it, there weren't really much thought put into it. It was just a quick gift and they could have been hexed or cursed. And if that's the case and an item comes up in your mind and this is resonating for you, I recommend that you throw that item out and remove it from you at once. But yeah, they're in some sort of conflict and competition with you. These are people who are, they're competing with you. Because whatever that you are, whatever you're going through, whatever you're doing, is not working for them to take it down. It's like they're building upon some sort of foundation that you have to destabilize you, and nothing is working. And they're getting kind of pissy about it. They're in their emotional energy because whatever they're doing, whatever they're trying to transpire against you with their what they believe is a creative energy force is just simply not working. And this, I believe, is a magic. So they could be paying for some sort of practitioner to work up against you to create some sort of downfall. They may have actually created a situation in your life for you to start being chaotic and combative in your homeostasis. And I say this because I have also experienced this type of stuff. And this is what Spirit's kind of leading me to say. They're guiding this from this dream that I had. They're guiding me in this information that this is kind of something that's similar to something that I've been through. So I just want to place it out there in the dynamics that I can understand for you to get, because if this is something that is about to occur, I really hope this message catches you and you can take the right footing and steps forward so that it does not affect you the way that your biggest fans are hoping would affect you. And I say that facetiously because they're not your biggest fans, they're your biggest enemies. Now, my dream had me, I was up late last night. I didn't sleep, but I'm a nighthawk. I tend to be up pretty late. And sometimes I go through periods like this and I have to really sit and think about the energy. Like, is this my energy? Is this something coming in? Is this a download? And that's kind of the space that we all get in as people who are able to tap in the way that we do in this regard, in clairvoyancy or psychic gifts or whatever it is, however we connect with our higher power. For me, I connect with God, and yeah, so you kind of have to kind of do for me, I have to sit back and just like, is this me? And the reason why I guess I've always done that is just I'm so empathic. I feel very deeply. And this is also part of the situation that I'm talking about as well. You could be somebody like me who is extremely sensitive, and you could feel people around you, like energies around you. You might find it rubs off on you, or you perceive it much more clearly than most people. Like if somebody is in an angry mood next to you, you'll feel that like it's inside of you. And when you have this ability to be able to feel people in your environments around you, and whatever other gifts are equally as deeply transformative as such, it's exhausting and it's extremely difficult sometimes to maneuver. So you probably don't like going around large crowds. You probably don't like going even to gatherings of friends. Because the energy, like people might be smiling in your face, looking like they care about you, but what you are actually feeling off of them isn't really care, and you might find that confusing. So you could be somebody who, and I hate using the labels, but I know that society uses them a lot, and it does help people put places and categories of understanding. But the part I hate is the categorical part of it, because I feel like we're all human, and we all have an experience to have here, and nobody is the same. And just to place categories is, I feel, I don't like it. I feel like it's a big disservice on humanity. But that's another conversation for another day. But regarding having empathic gifts and being able to tap into energies in such a way, you might find you get extremely exhausted in large groups of people. You might feel ungrounded, very flighty, or anxious. And if you're in a circumstance, and this is one of the reasons why I don't drink anymore, because since I was a kid, and I started drinking pretty young, when I was a kid and I started smoking and I started drinking alcohol at a young age, it was easy for me to get. And when I started to drink, it made me feel more relaxed in regards to the environment. But the reality is, it was really checking me out from the circumstances that I was dealing with, which made it easier for me to navigate, in my mind, having to be out and socializing with people, because as a teenager or a young adult, we go out and we're supposed to do this. And for somebody who has extreme connective abilities such as empathy, it's difficult to be around so many people and be calm in your energy, because you're feeling everybody's energy, if that makes sense. Somebody here is like that. And so for me, when I would go to parties, or if I was invited to something, I would tend to be a binge drinker, and I would just drink back to back to back, because I wouldn't understand the dynamic of alcoholism, because I grew up with alcoholism in my family. And number one, and number two, I seemed to get looser and happier and had more fun in my perception, in my drunk mind. It was easier to be able to be around this many people, and maybe cut off that connection, that connective point. So that, in a way, when you're a teenager and you're going through that, or you have this difficulty where you can't be around people because you'll have more than one drink, and it doesn't affect you the way that it might affect other people differently than it affects you, because you're so sensitive. Because it doesn't really cut off the fact that you are feeling other people around you, but it makes you less intense with it, at least this perception, because you can easily check out of it. I don't know if that makes any sense, but that's relevant for this message today. So you might be somebody like me, that when you drink, you binge drink. I don't drink anymore. I stopped drinking years ago, but it's just coming up as somebody here is having maybe difficulty with this. And you may not be understanding that the reason you're drinking so much is because you are surrounded by a lot of haters, and you're feeling all that hate, and you're putting yourself in predicaments that are actually not very good for you, but you've probably been told and manipulated through your whole life to believe that these types of circumstances are good for you, because you probably didn't have a lot of support systems, a lot of strong support systems in your life. You probably had emotionally immature parents. You probably had difficulty with addictions, or mental health issues in your family's homeostasis, which made it very difficult for you to be the child, the teenager that you were supposed to be. You had to probably grow up really fast. So that also is relevant here. Yeah, so what I'm understanding, it's like I'll get to the dream part now. So I finally fell asleep, and I got into this dream, and I woke up from the dream, and I feel like death magic is very appropriate in this energy, because it reminded me of a time that somebody had sent me death magic, and I had angels come to my rescue to, I know this sounds crazy, but I had witnesses here. I had angels come to my rescue to resuscitate me from it. So this is very relevant, because last night when I was sleeping and I was in this dream state, and this is a channel, this is not a dream state, because I literally just fell asleep within an hour. And because it doesn't take me much to connect like that, and anybody who has the channeling ability, it's very easy to connect and tap into these types of energies. But yeah, so what I got was, I woke up and I felt this zzz, like like a electric surge at the back of my heart space, and I didn't recognize it as I got up because I had to go to the washroom. So I got up to go to the washroom, but as I was walking, I started thinking, "Oh, my heart! Did I just have a heart attack? Did something happen where I had a heart attack and I just like was resuscitated or something? Like, did something weird happen?" And then as I'm walking, I'm opening the door to the hallway, I'm thinking, God wants me to walk into the hallway so that if I collapse, people in my home will know that I collapsed. And I thought, well, that's weird. So there's something significant about that. Like being in an environment, maybe your home, maybe going somewhere where you're crashing out, and something happens where you feel this buzzing at the back of your heart space. So not the front, but the back, on your back. And the immediate spiritual directive is to tell you to get up and make your way to the public area of wherever the space is that you're at. So that's very significant. So then I went to the washroom, came back to go to bed. And that's where what I was dreaming started coming back to me. So where do I start? It's so essentially I got invited in this dream to a pool party, and I feel like this has happened in another dream where I got some channels as well, or in my dream I was thinking this, that I was invited to this before. So this is something that is a recurring event that invites are sent out for. So it's a party, gathering, reconnect, meetings, okay? And in this particular one, it was a pool party that I was invited to. And every time I went there, like that I'm recollecting in the video, it seems like there's a gathering of people just hanging out. But every time that this party happened, there was some sort of an announcement that would be made, and it would be offered to the whole group of people that were invited as a invitation to join into something specific. So for example, in this particular dream that I was having, there was a man that stepped forward talking about how he wanted to have a foursome. This was the theme of this party was foursomes, and he was placing that out there in the open for everybody to understand. And if you wanted to join in, it was like this open invitation that you could join in. And this was not of interest to me, and I remember thinking to myself, like, why was I being invited to these types of parties? Because I'm married. So in my dream, I just remember thinking, like, why was I being invited to this type of a party? Yeah. What I recognized also in the party was there were people from my childhood that were there. So there was childhood friends there. Like there was like some friend of mine from childhood who is now a lesbian. So that could be significant for somebody here. You might have a friend who like got married, had kids, and then all of a sudden is divorced and now is a lesbian. And that person was at this party. And no hate or shame for that. That's just what it is. Again, with another label. There was also a guy that was there, and it was interesting because I saw him, and I think his name was Pierre. So Pierre could be significant, or maybe Pierre was referenced to, it was a French name. And this guy, it's like I saw him, and he was younger, and they showed me in the dream like some guy I saw on YouTube, that look like has the baby face. He's like it looks like a 20-year-old, And then another guy that I once knew, like who was a rep for one of the salons that I worked at, who had the name Pierre, which is where I think I got the name Pierre. But then now this guy is like in his 50s or 60, like between 50 and 60 years old. And it's like he's reminiscing. So it's like definitely people from way back when that are coming to this party. And this guy is reminiscent with somebody about who he used to be. His name is relevant, so it could be Pierre or just a French name. And then it's like he made this statement like, now I'm just a dad with a Pomsky, he said. So that also could be relevant. Somebody who has a Pomsky, which I guess is like, maybe it's a Pomeranian dog, like those Pomeranian dogs. I'm not sure the breed, but he said Pomsky. And yeah, so that was kind of interesting. And I just remember in the dream pondering, like, why are these people inviting me? I never partake in what they're offering at these places. I just remember thinking that in the dream. So that could be, maybe you've been to a party like this, and maybe this type of announcement is happening, and maybe you're like wondering the same thing that I was wondering in the dream. So you could be somebody who's married, who's friends with these people, who's being invited, or you could be a single mom who has three kids, one who recently had lice, or some reasoning for you to have to shave their head. Maybe they were ill. But I remember seeing a little girl with a sort of shaved head, but I kind of wondered if maybe she was going through chemo or something. But when I got the itchiness, I felt like it was lice related. So maybe both. Maybe that could be you. Maybe you're going through having a child who's very sick, and you're dealing with that. Or you have a child who just went through lice and you had to take off all her hair because it was just easier due to the circumstance of it. Whatever it is, this might resonate for you in this respect. Maybe you have been invited to places like this and you wondered, why was I invited? I'm not interested in this. Um, so in the dream, um, this announcement was made. People scattered and did their thing. And I remember, I feel like I was speaking with this Pierre guy. And all of a sudden, we're in this room. And he's telling me that there's like this big, I don't know what you call this type of desk, but it's like it was a big dark wooded like dresser, but it was like a penmanship desk. I don't know if that makes any sense. I don't know what you would call it. When I was a kid, we had desks. I would call it the pirate desk because it had this barrel type of roll down thing that covered the part of the desk where you could write letters at. It's kind of reminded me of this type of desk, except it was much taller and it didn't have the roll down aspect. At least I didn't see it. But there was this big squared part of this desk. Like maybe it was a board, maybe it was a writing board. It had like a big, what I perceived as like a chalkboard area, maybe, where messages can be written. But somebody had carved into it, and this is the gross part. This is a kind of a gross part. What I saw, it's like I saw this piece of wooded material, and I was like, oh, what's this? Why is this not on this unit? Like I knew that it went on this unit, and I picked it up. And as I picked it up and looked at it, it had this like you know when you see on trees when you like lovers and they write their initials on a tree, J and S loves, V and P, and they put a big heart around it and they carve it in the tree. It's like somebody carved in this piece of material that belongs on this desk. I'm calling it a desk for lack of better words. It's some sort of cabinetry. But they carved on it, you make my cock so hard. And I remember thinking, like, what? Like, is this like a teenager carving something stupid in his furniture? And like, it's like I'm seeing, it's like, because again, the emphasis is on reminiscent from like high school years to now. And there's this like, it's like this room where there's like this like this teenager room that was left still, and so maybe they're at somebody's parents' house utilizing this home as like a party space while the parents aren't there, or maybe they're there, because I'll get to that as well, and as I move forward in this message. There could be some fucked up parents involved in this dynamic as well. But yeah, so I pick up this piece of debris, and I'm reading it. And then there's this green rectangular felt shaped. It kind of reminded me of like the topping of pool tables, but like in a squared rectangle and maybe on a piece of wood. It wasn't very bendy. I don't know what that was for, but it was attached to this big board that said what the message that I just stated, that was carved into it. And I said to the guy, oh, he's like, oh, I don't know what's wrong with it. I can't fix it. Like, he was emphasizing he's tried over and over, just doesn't fix. And I feel like this is a ploy to get somebody to help him, a woman, because he knows they're going to try to help him. And so I wanted to help him, because I felt like I knew what I could do. And I just started to look at this big cabinet and wonder, like, what's going on with this cabinetry, right? And then as I'm doing this, on the cabinet, there's an area where I see this little, what looks like a mail slit, kind of diagonal, hidden behind some woodwork. And I'm like, oh, and then I thought, well, that could fit this in. And I tried to put it in one way, and then when I went to put it in the second way, that's where I felt the tase. So I may have been tasered, and that woke me up. When I started this message, I started talking about how I felt this vibration at the back of on my back at my heart space. So I feel like somebody tasered me, and I may have collapsed. And then when I was in my bed going over all of this message and understanding, I heard the guy go, like, to whisper, but to whistle, but without the whistle, to get attention to whoever was around, like, this person's out, fair game, like gang rape or something. And the reason why that's that I know that's what is going on, as I was also showed a time where I was invited to a party, and I had went with my boss, and we had a couple of bottles of wine between us. I think we drank a couple glasses of one bottle before the party, spread it out, and then went to the party, and then had but maybe 3 more glasses each. And we also shared it with other people as well. And I remember going to this party where I didn't really know anybody. I knew a couple of people, and I thought that it would be okay because my boss was going at the time. And what I'm understanding is she ended up leaving because of how I was at the time. When I went to parties, I would drink fast, and because I would feel uncomfortable. Even though I look very comfortable, I'm not comfortable necessarily. And so this might be, what I'm about to say might be resonate with you guys in some way, shape, or form, to help trigger something that may have happened to you in the past. If this is something that's being orchestrated against you right now, you'll have seen the signs or understandings in what I've just expressed through my dream, through my channel. But what I've being shown by spirit is to share this story with you. And I remember I got to a point where I think I was like, someone drugged my drink, because I just got really super friendly. And I remember, like, I don't really remember much of the night, but I remember, like, going around the whole place. I remember I had fallen and cut myself. I had a serious night, and I had a serious hangover the next day when I woke up. Definitely too serious for somebody who drank just a few glasses of wine. And somebody who is able to drink like that, like, has done this for a long time and could probably drink more and still be pretty normal. This tells me that it wasn't just a hangover. But when you're someone like that who drinks that much when you're anxious, the next day you're not likely going to question how you're feeling, because you're going to have this feeling of shame because you slept over at a place and you woke up potentially with somebody next to you. And this understanding that I did something that night was definitely prevalent, but I wasn't understanding that I was raped. So That's the thing. Somebody is doing something to people at parties where they're drugging their drink, they're tasing them, they're doing something where they're getting off, they're doing something. Like in the dream I saw the sign that said, "You make my cock so hard." As somebody who was reading it in my dream, that would be the thing I saw last before I got knocked out. You, the word you being emphasized. It's almost like the sadistic thought that these people are having to cause pain and inflict pain by raping people and trying to get away with it, potentially even videotaping it, is what I'm getting. As I feel like when this occurred, and what spirit is showing me, because of how I felt the next day, I couldn't like leave right away. I had to wait and sober up quite a bit, and that's just really bizarre. For just, I had had a bottle of wine, and I shared some of it. So I had three like glasses of wine maybe, and then here I am feeling like really fucked up. And I think what was put in was MDMA, because so ecstasy or Molly, it could be another word for it, and it's a psychedelic. It kind of creates you to see things, like you hallucinate a little bit, and you feel really good and warm, and like there's no anxiety, so you'd be like easier to talk to everybody, and probably more warm feeling to the whole environment because everything's like arousing you. And I feel like this is deliberately done. These people deliberately did this to be able to orchestrate something. And the reason why I'm saying that is I feel like there was an orchestration of something that went on this day for me to be invited to this particular dynamic. And what I do feel is very significant about this dynamic is there is a fucked up family behind the behavior of some of these people that taught these people by doing this shit to their own fucking kids. And now their kids are going around doing the same fucking shady shit to people because they're fucking they're fucked up in the head. I wouldn't be surprised if this family is riddled with people with mental health issues, because it's like the fucking shit they're dishing out, I feel, is just reversing. It's like pouncing off and rotating back to the people now. And when they hit somebody who's actually a starseed, somebody who's actually divinely protected, once that gets activated, and I think it did get activated in this case, these people will start to feel drawn to that energy more. They're going to feel like psycho, like they can't stop thinking about this person. They're up all night thinking about this person. They can't stop thinking about this person. When they see this person, they feel very nervous. And all the things that they made this person feel, all the things that were orchestrated against this person, this is what they're now experiencing. And they're wondering what the fuck happened, because this always works, is what I'm getting from the understanding of this dynamic. And this is what Spirit wants me to say. It's like people are doing things to people. I had this happen to me. And then I had to go home the next day and sober up and be ready to face my life as a single mom. At the time, I had just become a single mom, and I never went out. So it was like I was preyed upon, or this was orchestrated with a bunch of people affiliated with the people that brought me to this party. And I know who these people are. I know what was done, and I know what's been brought to light, and I know the reason why this is coming up. Not this first time I've gotten this message. This is not the first time that I've been reminded of this energy. This has come up a lot, and I think right now what's happening is what has been done is coming up, and it's being seen, because there are people that were in this energy that did this to me, that could be doing this to you, that could have done this to you, or are about to orchestrate this against you. These people are doing things, and they're getting caught for doing it. Nothing is working. Something's not working. They've got people that are supposed to be in on their side doing this devious things that are actually ratting them out. They're actually talking about what they've been told to do. There's things that are becoming uncovered, evidence that is being seen, messages that are being released, things, pictures, videos, documentation, things that have been done against you are now illuminating. And I think people are really in conflict due to the circumstances of what they've created off of the energy of interfering with you. If that makes sense for some of you, this is what I'm being told to share as a message. So if you were somebody who was slipped MDMA, ecstasy, or Molly, You might have like, you might have felt like me, where you felt really anxious, uncomfortable, and have situation with drinking a little bit too much when you're feeling that way. That's just a nervous reaction that you have. And these people knew that about you. This is not something that's like, oh, that person, we should take it easy on them and like make them more comfortable. These people are not your friends. These people are trying to screw you over. They're trying to hurt you, and they're being, some of them, might I dare say, are being paid to do this. They were asked to do this. Oh, you do this, this, and this. I can do this, this, and this for you. I'll scratch your back if you scratch my back, kind of philosophy going on here. And what's interesting is that whatever they've done is not working, and these people and their families, this fucked up family dynamic that I'm understanding, they're watching like a hawk, and they're so fucking dumb. Like, they don't think people can see them or something, but it's very clear. It's like one person after another, after another, after another, all seem to be affiliated and related, are all in your energy field, and they think that they can't be seen. It's really bizarre. So this is coming up. Yeah, and it's like they orchestrated something with somebody to manipulate your energy, to create some sort of downfall for you, where your foundation didn't seem solid, where you seemed like an alcoholic, where you seemed like a drug addict, where you seemed like a whore. Like, they took advantage of you in a way where you would look distorted, but they raped you. They manipulated you. They drugged you. They orchestrated this dynamic to occur for you in a group. It's not a one-off. This is not just, oh, I didn't know. This is people went out of their way to do something to you, and people who should know now know about this. This is that type of energy. So yeah, you guys, place this where it fits. Don't make it fit if it doesn't fit for you. But it's definitely to do with your foundation. It's to do with you building, you still like going through all of this hardship, but still looking like you're great, like you still can handle it, and you're starting your pathway forward with humility, with not humility, maybe humility. You're walking your pathway forward kind and generous, and not jaded by the shit that just happened to you. Like, you've just really been rocked with life, and people are orchestrating to make you go through it worse than what you were going through it, because they don't like how you're handling it, because you're handling it like a boss, and they can't handle these changes that are coming up for you. They see good things coming in from your future. They see that you're getting close connections with people. They see that you're spiritually tapped in. They could see things are fated for you, and they're looking at you. How do I make it not work? How do I block their foresight to see forward? How do I get in the way? Well, an easy way to do that, I guess, in their minds, was to create some sort of destabilization in the perception of who people think you are. And that's what was orchestrated against me, against you, against whoever this could be resonating with. And the people who partook in this are going to really regret this, because they're starting to see that you are actually not the evil person that whoever originally tried to orchestrate this plan against you was making you out to be. They really contorted your energy in a way to make people manipulate and want to hurt you. And they're starting to see that you're a pretty honest person, that you're pretty fair, that you do speak some truths, that that you've gone out of your way to support and be grateful for the things that you have and share with others. They're starting to see this about you, but they're still trying to tear it down. They're being sneaky in your energy because they're trying to gain whatever riches they believe you have, because there's some sort of psychosis going on here. Somebody, more than one, and this is a family of people. There's at least 5 people who up here are not okay. Maybe they were once okay, but they're not okay anymore because of the amount of energy they've placed maliciously towards you is not hitting you. So if you're going to keep sending death magic to somebody and it's not hitting them, they're not dying, they're looking happy, they're still building, they're still growing, they're still evolving, they're still tapping in, they're still getting their messages, they're still doing the thing they're supposed to be doing, and they see you because they're tapped in. Okay, let's be real here. You can't hide from somebody like that. And you're sitting there and you're still trying to orchestrate something and it's not working. Well, where's that death magic going? Where's that energy that you're dishing out, that you're paying someone to throw at them? Where is that energy going to go? If it's not really landing on the person, if you're not really able to contort how they look, how they are, if they're not really accepting the energy that you're dishing out as them, and you really don't, let's be honest, you really don't know this person, and you're celebrating on being sneaky in their energy, but there's nothing to celebrate. It's not working. That cycle's closed. Crown chakra attacks could also be significant as well. It's like they formulated something against a star energy, somebody that's kind, somebody's here to spread hope and healing to the world, and they spread gossip, vicious gossip about this person, ill communication, and to try to create some sort of stalemate energy for them, just to find out that they're backed by God, they're backed by ancestors. Do they have spirit guides that will like run to the end of the world for them? And you're now starting to see that everything that you thought was meek, weak, they're stupid, they couldn't see anything. Just because they didn't say anything doesn't mean they don't see it. Just because they're super kind doesn't mean they're fucking stupid. Just because they're not acknowledging the elephant in the room doesn't mean they don't know it exists. Sometimes we keep our mouth shut about things that we see because it's none of our damn business. Or we note it for later. Tick, I saw you. Tick, I know what you said. I felt that in my being, you know? So this is for somebody here. And definitely a mother energy. And they're in their feels because you're resilient. And whatever you're here to do, whatever you're trying to get through, whatever you're creating as your foundation from what you've been through, you're like inspiring people. You are a leader. You are gaining like King of Pentacles status. You are like possessing so much understanding and knowledge from what you've been through and have built to a capacity that people cannot pull the wool over your eyes. And I think they're starting to see this. Or if this is about to happen to you, they're about to see this with you. So you are someone who's very kind. You're very compassionate and you're very healing. And they were trying to do something under the moon. The last moon cycle, the new moon could have been very significant. And I think we're either in a full moon now or we're about to be. This cycle is closed here. So whatever is happening right now where this invite is coming in, you're being invited to some sort of pool party, some barbecue, some sort of connect, remembrance. Hey, let's what is it? What is it when you go to school and you have what is that called? It starts with an R. I think it starts with an R. Like when you get together with all your high school buddies again for the first time in 20 years. It's whatever that is. Something like that, a reunion, something like that, some sort of reunion party where you're going to be invited. I would think twice before going because some sort of thing is being orchestrated up against you to create some sort of Ten of Swords energy. But they're not going to be successful. They're not going to be victorious because your character really stands strong and people remember that about you. And I think that's the thing. These people, these sickos that think it's okay to go rape people and drug people and tase people just to get some sort of sick pleasure and then like fucking with their brain to make them think that they were a whore bag sleeping with one of them that night. But the reality is you guys were rapists and you videotaped that shit and you probably put it somewhere stupid online and it's probably being questioned now or has been questioned, and it's only a matter of time before it gets trailed back to the exact person who uploaded it, and all the pins and the points start to come together and connect because people don't want to get in trouble for the bullshit that they dished out, especially when there's lots of evidence pointing to what has occurred. Yeah, there's something like that in this energy here. It's like there's something being orchestrated, something sneakily being planned to cause some sort of downfall for you because somebody is feeling a certain way or a multitude of people are feeling a certain way because you've taken back your energy, you have nothing to do with these people anymore and you're moving on and they can't handle it. and they're psycho. Like, they've been in your energy so long that they can't handle not being in your energy anymore. And it's like they're pushing themselves in your energy to try to make themselves feel better. So they're stalking, they're tracking, they're monitoring your phone, they're paying people to watch you, to record you, to tell them what's going on. It's seriously that low and sick. And there's some fucked up family dynamic in this situation. There's a mother in particular that I'm seeing. It's like this sick dynamic where they've contorted their children to manipulate the world in this sexual way. It's really weird energy, collecting energy, like energy vampires or something. I don't know. This person looks like a washed up vampire, the one that I'm seeing here. Just observing, thinking she's so clever, and she's just not. They're going down. This family has something to do with this. There's some sort of sicko family that has something to do with this dynamic that I'm expressing. Anyways, I'm going to leave this here. This is the message that I received. This is the channel I got last night. I hope that this helped you in some way, shape, or form to get a reality check of your surroundings, or just to have a heads up of something that's coming. Or maybe this happened to you, and if it is, I'm really sorry to hear that. And I'm sorry to be the bearer of the bad news, but I hope that the information I gave you some sort of understanding that you could utilize to benefit you. Maybe go get checked at a doctor's appointment, maybe see if there's any messages that you want to keep, or some pictures or some sort of remembrance, because I know that when that happened to me, I didn't remember much. It kind of came in bits and pieces, and then spirit started showing me once I went through an awakening, which I'm going to talk about in another video soon enough. God keeps wanting me to speak about my awakening, this part of my awakening with people, because apparently it's of importance. So I'll get to that eventually. But yeah, this is the message that I'm leaving you guys with today. So I hope it helped. I hope that you're able to get some sort of clarity, or some information to help you navigate whatever you're going through. And I just, as somebody who went through a lot of crap, who became a single mom at some point, and had really little kids when I was going through that. Like, I had a 2-month-old and a 4-year-old when I was going through a really shitty, non-supportive time. It's like, you may have lost a parent, somebody like a big support person in your life. They may have died from cancer or something, and you may have been kind of going through the depression and the grief of all of that, on top of trying to keep working because you were probably self-employed, and then having to deal with a person that wasn't really very interactive as a parent, and very manipulative and fighting and cheating on you and doing all sorts of stupid things behind your back, pretending that you were doing the stupid things to them. And it's just kind of fascinating to think that you're not going to be able to get through it, but then all of a sudden spirit shows up and you just notice doors opening, connections opening, you meet people that assist you in helping you to move forward. And if you are somebody like me, which I believe that you are, if you're watching my channel, then you understand that God exists, you believe in Jesus Christ, and you know that there is a higher power out there that does help and support you to move forward. And I know that for me in my life, that has been the biggest support that I have had in my entire existence, because I definitely was not supported by humans in this lifetime, not the way I needed to be. So if that helps you in any way, shape, or form, I'm glad to be of service in this way, even though my messages sometimes come across difficult, hard subjects, sick things that I say, that I can show that's happening. These are the things that I understand because I've been through it. I've had a lot of shitty things happen to me in my life, and Spirit wants me to share this so I can help people. So I hope this kind of honked the horn for you. You can see the people that are coming up in your mind as the people that you understand are not your friends. You're seeing the manipulation, or you're starting to see things, people coming in and trying to shake your foundation when you're just trying to move forward. And my best piece of advice is to release yourself of all the people who are hating on you, and just be strong in who you are, and be content in what you have, and just know praying and trusting in God will always get you through. I am definitely living proof of that. Okay? So until next time, take care. Bye.